The GMTK Game Jam just finished, and it was a lot of fun. With over 10,000 entries, there were endless impressive games to try. As I was playing and rating games, I became curious about previous year's winners, and as I looked around, I started to notice a pattern. Popular games rarely win. Before we go any further, I would like to make a couple points. First, this video isn't meant to criticize the winners, organizers, or spread negativity at all. I primarily want to start a dialogue about how the rating system of itch.io could be improved for future game jams. Second, itch's rating system isn't public, so my theory about the rating system is built off of public information that I've collected. Okay, so I just realized that the popular tab has changed since the jam. Now a lot of the winners are near the top, and a lot of the old popular games have fallen quite a bit. An easy way to tell if a game was popular during the rating week is just how many ratings it has, so a more popular game will probably have hundreds of ratings. One last thing, if you're a fan of roguelites, check out my Steam game, Tome of Talis. It is a turn-based strategy game about leading an army of dice to victory. A streamer recently played it and called it an absolute day one buy. If you're interested, the Steam demo just got a big update. Alright, here's how I believe itch's rating system works. Itch averages the ratings of each category to determine your score. If a game doesn't get enough ratings, it receives a penalty. The number of ratings required is the median rating count of all games in the game jam. In this game jam, that meant you needed to get 13 or more ratings to avoid a penalty. Popularity, on the other hand, appears to be based on how many people are visiting the page and has no relation with ratings. The important thing here to note is as long as you are above the median, rating count doesn't matter. On paper, this system solves a couple common exploits. First, a game that gets one 5-star rating won't win. Secondly, because rating count doesn't matter too much, it prevents one big streamer from winning by sheer popularity. Unfortunately, this system isn't perfect. From what I've seen, the early ratings a game receives tend to be more positive. I believe this occurs because the initial people who find a game will click on the ones they're more likely to play, and thus rate higher. Additionally, I think a lot of people have their friends play the game, and friends like to be generous with their ratings. As a game becomes more popular, people who would be less interested in the game play and rate it. What might be a 5-star enjoyment to an incremental lover might only be a 2-star to someone who plays platformers. This creates a weird incentive where you want to get enough ratings to not be penalized, but not popular so only interested players will find it. Before I show an example, I just want to remind everyone, I'm only giving constructive criticism for future game jams, and I'm not trying to stir up drama or accuse anyone of anything. Bomb It is a perfect example of this, winning first in creativity and second in enjoyment. It has exactly the correct amount of ratings to avoid a penalty. On the other hand, Broken Depths RPG was the most popular game almost the entire jam, and yet it ranked 232 in audio and 349 in enjoyment. I think it's really cool that a game doesn't have to be popular to win, but it made me kinda sad that a lot of the games that were performing really well would then go on to rank poorly. So what could be done to help popular games perform better while still allowing hidden gems to shine? I'm not gonna pretend that I have a perfect solution, and I'm hoping that this video will kickstart some good discussion. If I could only make a couple changes, I would make the rating penalty a little less severe, but work off the average rating count instead of the median. Since the average rating count is higher than the median, games require more ratings to avoid a penalty. However, because the penalty is a bit smaller, it doesn't make them unable to win, but simulates the lower ratings popular games tend to receive. At the end of the day, it isn't a huge deal. I don't think developers should enter game jams with the goal of winning. Game jams are mostly for fun after all. Still, I think it would be really great if a more balanced rating system was used. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out Tome of Talis on Steam.